Well, break out the burgers and the fireworks and the RC Cola, baby. Today is Independence Day.
Put in reverse, Terry. Put in reverse. Oh, Lord.
Now, granted, all of that stuff probably cost $50 more this year than it did last year, but don't worry, because
we also believe it will be temporary.
I think if we just all work together, we can still make this 4th of July the best it's ever been. Right, Kamala? Let's just all work together.
We will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work operating from the new norms, rules, and agreements that we will convene to work together on to galvanize global action. With that, I thank you all. This is a matter of urgent priority for all of us, and I know we will work on this together.
I'm not helping you make this very festive, am I? All right, so instead of focusing on the people that we've chosen and elected to lead this ship of state, let's forget about that for today and just think back on the greatest moments, the 5 greatest moments in American history that make you confident you live in the single greatest civilization in the history of mankind. You ready? Number 5. Panama Canal. Greatest act of human engineering, and we did it, baby. All those different sea levels, all of that dirt that we removed that you could put in empty train cars and wrap around the equator 4 times, we shaved 7,000 miles off of the distance from the Atlantic to the Pacific. And what does the rest of the world have to compare with a feat like that? What, Stonehenge? Number 4, DDay. June 6, 1944 was a really bad day for Hitler and Mussolini and their little band of fascist thugs. Why? Because that's the day that Dwight Eisenhower and the boys got a little rowdy on the beaches of Normandy. Massive risk, massive sacrifice, and massive victory. And once we had that foothold in Europe, good night. The rout of the Nazis was on. Number 3, moon landing. So the Russians put this dude into orbit and are all, hey, we just won the space race. And JFK says, no, you didn't. You were first out of the starting blocks. See ya at the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Now that's Neil, of course, but there were hundreds of Americans that put everything they had into making this work and used primitive computers to get it done. Your smartphone is 1,000,000 times more powerful than the computers they used to get those boys there and back home. Eat it, Russia. Number 2, Civil War. America was not unique to the world in the fact that we had slavery. America is unique in the fact that we lost well over 500,000 lives in an epic war to get rid of it. America wasn't unique in the fact that we had a civil war. America is unique in the fact that once it was over, the victor and the vanquished laid down their arms and became brothers again.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
And okay, before we get to number 1, there's a number of honorable mentions that could have easily been on this list. Say like the Declaration of Independence, the most preeminent document in the world on human freedom and liberty. Big moment. The Transcontinental Railroad. I've been working on the railroad all the live long. How about the day Bon Jovi released their killer anthem? Or the day Jesse Owens sticks it to Hitler at his own Olympics. Right there in his own backyard, Hitler has to watch one of America's mongrel race participants eat his Aryan master race for lunch. Beautiful to watch. So again, any of these could have been on the list, and if you've got others that you think should be there, you can put them in the comments. Let's just make this an America love fest. But here's your single greatest moment in American history. Number 1, George Washington exists. Wouldn't have a country without this dude. His men have had it with Congress. They haven't been paid for all of their sacrifices in the Revolution. Victory is well within our grasp, and yet here we are on the verge of snatching defeat from its unlikely jaws. So what does Washington do? He goes personally and confronts the 500 mutineers. And within minutes of hearing him speak, they are all in tears, pledging to do more for the cause of liberty and to see this revolution through to its completion. Then, guy gets elected president and everybody wants him to stay president for life. They want him to be a Caesar. And yet Washington said, no, I don't think that's a good thing, and he willingly lays down the power. Who does that? I'll tell you who does it. The guy that spared us from a history of authoritarianism and monarchy. Thanks, George. So listen, if you're inclined to think on this day, man, Jessica Biel, that actress, she thinks France is cooler than us because they let women abort their kids up to 14 weeks old. So I guess America isn't that great. Think again, bucko, because America is a great place with a great history and a great future. You can ride on, sweet lady of liberty.
Keep kicking, Libby. You make this work, we'll pop for a weekend in Vegas with a Jolly Green Giant.
And oh yeah, happy Independence Day.